I think that men do have a hard time listening to women sometimes because the majority of men listen to women to either get something from them or get them to shut the fuck up. Like they get tired of them talking about the same. We just pretend to listen so we can let her get off her chest, and then we can move on to whatever else their next thing is. I do think though that those are women that men don't have relationships with. In a relationship, I feel that most men try to listen to a woman to solve whatever the problem is they're talking about, or we hear them talk about things, and we listen so we can come with a solution to whatever the problem is. What we fail to realize is that a lot of times our women don't want the problem solved; they just want to be heard. And where we struggle, especially me, I don't want to hear that all the time. Like if you come to me with a solution and you don't want me to fix it, it's inherent to me just to think that you just want to complain to be a victim.
Yeah, so I think Pretty did a good job at offering this a case study to kind of prove exactly what I was saying. When you said that men also have emotions and we think, using emotions, that may be true. I never said men didn't. I just said women are more than likely going to filter what you say through their emotions. See, the original rubric of the topic was that men have to listen to women. It wasn't the other way. So I was simply giving advice on listening to women. If it went the other way, women listening to men, I would give you a different set of advice, and that conversation would have been had, right? But I never said that men didn't listen with emotions. That's another conversation. The other thing is when you said, well, a woman will say something and then a man will say, well, what you trying to say? Men are predators. Well, no, that's exactly how men communicate. What the man is doing is asking you to clarify what you're saying. He's not making an assumption about what you're saying. He's asking, is this what you mean to tell me? Is that what you're saying? Because he's allowing you to maintain the autonomy and authority over your thoughts. You're the author of your thoughts. I cannot change that. And if what I'm interpreting differs from what you intend to say, I need to ask: is this what you intend? You just said it yourself. That's how men tend to communicate. It'd be different if a man just said, "Well, you said this," and just carried on in the communicate in the conversation under the notion that you called all men. Uh, um, what was the term you used? Predators or whatever the case is. But no, man's going to ask, "You sure is that what you mean?" Because that's what I'm hearing.
So I just wanted to bring to everyone's attention the question is, why are women important? I didn't see this as an opportunity to complain. I didn't see this as an opportunity to go against my own people. I don't see this as an opportunity to be petty. I thought this would be something inspirational to talk about why women are important. This is an opportunity. If we are so important, we should be proud to say the things that we do that make a difference. I don't have a hurt mind where I need to go cry about all the horrible things that's going on. If I have an opportunity to talk about why we're great, if I have an opportunity to show people reasons and examples of our wonderfulness, I'd rather take that and make something beautiful of it than express a hurt, damaged, victimized, gone through hell mind that has not been healed from nothing, but continuing to hurt people with hurt. I don't want people to look at each other and be like, well, women are better than men, or men are better than women, or men are incapable when women have been hurt from this and this. We have so much of that pain on TikTok all day long. This is an opportunity to say women are wonderful, women are capable, women are strong, women are lovely. It's better to speak from a happy, enthusiastic, healed mind than try to express all the pain and hell that go through it when we deal with that on a daily basis. This is not what I thought this panel was about to be.
Yeah, I totally agree that we have to listen to women. I think in order to listen, you have to want to listen, and that means you respect, and that's both ways. Men often listen to solve problems. Most of the things that we talk about online, regardless of how much backlash it will get, most of these things we bring up are out of love and protection because we're trying to solve a particular problem. But sometimes a woman just don't give a damn to get a problem solved because she just wants to talk and just be heard. And since men don't typically communicate in just a chatty way, we normally communicate in a way to one plus one is two, figure out what the issue is and solve it. Sometimes we can tune, a woman out if she's just talking just to talk, and we are not there to actually serve the purpose of solving the problem. And so it can get kind of annoying, but I mean, if you have love and respect, you will, persevere through just the surface stuff to actually listen to what she's trying to convey. Because she, like Brother Aaron said, she's filtering things often through emotion. We talk in straight lines, and oftentimes ladies may, take a while and go around the corner, and that's fine. That's just, different speaking styles. But for us, for the most part, we speak in straight lines. So if she's speaking to us in a way that we don't really care to listen to, sometimes we can tune that out. But for the woman that we really love and care for, we will not only endure through it, we'll communicate enough to let her know what's the most effective way for us both to communicate with each other and figure it out. We can figure out, okay, are you just talking just to talk, or do you need me to solve a particular problem? And that way it'll become a little bit more efficient. I land.
I'm gonna be quick. So what I got from all of this is I think the problem with the improper communication, when we like try to sort through what's happening, when people are trying to have conversations and get to a common ground and things are not happening the way it's supposed to be happening, we have to start active listening with intention. And then there has to be comprehension and some brevity in there, some cohesiveness, and of course, above all of it, there has to be some emotional intelligence on both parts. And I think if we strengthen those areas, that the conversations will be a lot productive, and then people will walk away with a better understanding of not what just the other person means, but how we're moving forward. So I'll just land there.
I was gonna say the same thing, Big Aaron. But thank you for beating me to it.
Yeah, no, she advised it and performed it. Well done.
Yeah, you got to give Miss Pearl her flowers. I do think that I think that men do have a hard time listening to women sometimes, because the majority of men listen to women to either get something from them or get them to shut the fuck up. Like, they get tired of them talking about the same shit, so we just pretend to listen so we can let her get the shit off her chest, and then we can move on to whatever else our next thing is. I do think though that those are women that men don't have relationships with. In a relationship, I feel that most men try to listen to a woman to solve whatever the problem is they're talking about, or we hear them talk about things, and we listen so we can come with a solution to whatever the problem is. What we fail to realize is that a lot of times our women don't want the problem solved; they just want to be heard. And where we struggle, especially me, I don't want to hear that shit all the time. Like, if you come to me with a solution and you don't want me to fix it, it's inherent to me just to think that you just want to fucking complain to be a victim. And I have to understand that sometimes that my woman is just not like that. She doesn't think of things logically the way that I do. She's an emotional based person. So I have to understand that and stop expecting her to communicate to me the way that I communicate to her or other men. It's something that took me years and years and years to fucking learn. However, at the end of the day, when we're saying that it's listening is imperative, active listening is imperative. Like, listening, it's not just hearing, it's listening. Aaron said the point. A lot of times, if someone's listening to you, if you talk for more than 10 seconds and they don't ask you a question about what you said, they weren't fucking listening to you. They just heard you. They're not asking you, say, what do you mean when you say this, to be clear? Like, a lot of times you guys will see me ask someone, what do they mean by a certain word they use? Because words have definitions that we see on these panels. They kind of get used all willy-nilly. So I need to understand what words mean to that person so we can keep moving the conversation forward in a genuine manner. And a lot of us just don't do that. We'll listen to someone talk for 2, 3, 4, 10 minutes and just be like, okay, like you're at work. The whole time you don't know why she feels that way, what made her feel that way, or why she's actually interpreting what you said to make her feel that way. So if we lead with curiosity when we're listening to our women or just people in general, I think that we have a bigger or a more sincere chance to have forthright communication.